Last offseason, the Kansas City Chiefs were reportedly close to a deal with tight end Benjamin Watson before he signed with the Saints instead. The Kansas City Chiefs could use a tight end. They've been very interested in veteran Benjamin Watson within the past 12 months. Watson is now rethinking his reported plans to retire. Put all three of those statements together, and it's not hard to draw a line between potential supply and demand for the Chiefs. The depth chart looks a bit scary after the drop-off from Travis Kelce, the team's entrenched All-Pro starter. While that's not intended to be a slight against the likes of Blake Bell or youngsters like Deon Yelder or David Wells, it's simply the state of things after Demetrius Harris left for the Cleveland Browns. Were something to happen to Kelce at this point, the Chiefs' offense would be woefully limited, and it's unlikely that any of the current players on the roster could even come close to filling his shoes. It's bad enough that there's serious concern for any real production from a second tight end, let alone to be concerned about a potential injury to Kelce. The Chiefs have kicked the tires on tight end Jace Sternberger already this offseason, and it shouldn't surprise anyone to see if they go for a solid investment in the draft. But back to Watson, who went from not an option to potential option with one swift tweet from Adam Schefter. Former Saints tape Benjamin Watson, who intended to retire after last season, is now considering a return to the NFL, according to sources. Watson is currently focused on welcoming twins next week. After their arrival, he may be open to coming back to the right situation. Adam Schefter, April 20, 2019. Here's the thing about Watson. The Chiefs reportedly had a deal in place for him a year ago, but somehow he wiggled free for a deal with the Saints instead, much like this off-season's move by safety Earl Thomas. What we can take from that is Brett Veach was, at one point, interested in committing a roster spot and money toward bringing Watson in. 1 year later, the position is thinner than ever. Are the Chiefs interested? However, the team might be up for holding a grudge after being a bit embarrassed on the open market. Then again, Watson could be willing to mend fences and explain himself to keep things open. Last year he proved he can still move the chains with 35 catches on 46 targets for 400 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. His 76% catch rate was the second highest of his entire career. It helps to have Drew Brees throwing you the football, but it still proves that Watson is an efficient target. Given his experience, leadership and production, Watson would look perfect on a depth chart for the 2019 season, although some fans might cry foul over thinking short-term about the position at this point. Some fans have even been clamoring for potential help coming late in the first round if one of the draft's biggest tight end targets, Noah Fant, for instance, falls all the way to no. 29 overall. But here's the important note, Kelce was a third-rounder himself, and the Chiefs have other major needs at much more important positions. If Watson can perfectly fill a void that's easily transferred forward a single year, the Chiefs should absolutely do it. Then again, it's hard to say whether Watson is actually interested in KC once again, at least until a deal is not only signed but announced and made official. Let's block out.